here's a Cowboys draft question nobody's asking loudly enough. What if picks 12 and 20 don't just fix the defense, but completely change how Sundays feel in Dallas? This isn't about mock drafts. It's about third downs. It's about fourth quarters. It's about finally watching the defense without holding your breath. Because when Cowboys fans talk about the draft, they don't talk about boards or grades. They talk about moments. 3rd and 7, late in the 4th, the crowd standing, the defense on the field. That's where seasons swing. Last year, Cowboys Sundays followed the same emotional script. The offense would do enough, the stadium would come alive, and then silence. Because everyone in the building knew what was coming. A clean pocket, a receiver breaking open, and another drive extended when it shouldn't have been. That's not a scheme problem, fans feel. That's a trust problem. And that's why this draft feels different. Not because of who the Cowboys might take, but because of what they can't afford to feel again on Sundays. Before we talk prospects, before we talk picks, we have to understand just how deep the problem really was. Because until you understand the scale of the collapse, you don't understand why this draft matters this much.
The 2026 NFL offseason is here, and the Cowboys front office with some big decisions looming. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Brian Schottheimer, and Will McClay already coming to the consensus to move on from Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator in Dallas. Just one season back with the Cowboys, and the social media reaction plentiful after the defensive coordinator for Dallas in 2025, a unit that gave up the most points in franchise history, 511, is no longer with the franchise. Welcome in to Cowboys Special Edition from the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco, alongside Isaiah Stanback and Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Gentlemen, your initial reaction on Matt Eberflus being fired as the defensive coordinator?
I understand it. I completely understand it. I hate it for Coach Eberflus because he's such a great person. Unfortunately, you don't make hires solely on the fact that somebody is a great person. You know, he has not had a good run as a defensive coordinator the last few years. Obviously, he came from Chicago where he was fired, and now fired from Dallas because of lack of performance with his units. It's not all on him, but when you are the head man of that defense, you know, the responsibility falls on your shoulders if they underproduce, and that's exactly what happened with this Dallas defense this year.
I understand, Coach Eberflus. You thought you had a couple of great players coming in. They were snatched from under you due to injury and trade, and that put you in a bind. But it all fell like when you're watching, like Isaiah said. So sorry to see you go, but 511 points. Ooh, that's a lot.
And 377.
This wasn't a bad defense. This was a historically broken one. Over 500 points allowed. Week after week, the offense did its job, and the defense gave it right back. That's why this draft starts with urgency.
Change made a defensive coordinator. What are some of the traits you're looking for in a defensive coordinator or any coach that you hire for that matter?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd say this. I think Matt Eberflus is an incredible man, and again, what he's done for this organization and really for pro football is special. Those decisions are really hard, Bill, and a lot went into that decision. But you know, really anybody we hire, we're looking for teachers first. You know, can you teach complicated information in a very simple way, and can you say something one way and that, let's say you don't learn it that way, I have to say the same information a little bit different. So maybe that kind of grabs you because you are talking to 30, 35 guys in a room when you're on offense or defense, and I think that's really, really important. I'm a high energy guy, so I do love guys that love football and have passion and energy. So those are some of the traits that we're looking for.
That word matters. Teachers. Because this draft isn't just about talent. It's about defenders who can process, communicate, and execute on Sundays. Aggressive, multiple, confusing for offenses. That tells you exactly what kind of players Dallas must draft.
Even see what we're going to look at, because we don't know what the defensive coordinator is going to be for Dallas moving forward. But I think we can all kind of say we're moving in the right direction. And for those that listened on Tuesday to our first episode, that was laying the groundwork. Today, we're going to get into some scouting reports, and I'm really excited about this episode. Nick, we got to stay away from day 3 guys today. Please. Sounds good?
Speak for yourselves.
I don't need your FCS corner or safety or whatever you put in the group message.
The FCS corner that he watched when he was in like 10th grade and covered it somewhere. And See, man, this is the thing. We all watch guys in passing, so we know people. You know what I mean? Like, we know names. I don't feel great coming on here if I haven't watched a guy. You know what I mean? Because if I say something wrong, that's like a million people that just saw Voch say something crazy that may not be true. You know what I mean? So when y'all was talking about safeties yesterday, I normally hate safety, so I don't even talk about them. I just sit back and let y'all talk. But the one thing, if Kyle would have went to me, hey, Voch, what you think about that 5th round cat Nick just talked about? I wouldn't have an answer for you, sir, because I ain't there.
See, and that's why I wouldn't ask you that question, because I understand.
But let me tell you something so fly, what I love the most.
Oh, no.
Bobby just talked about Cassius Howard, right? He smiled real big. So now we get to have a smile contest about how much we like Cassius Howard for real, and have an extended conversation about how much we like it. That's what I'm saying.
Cassius Howard from?
Texas A&M, Edge from Texas. I mean, from Texas A&M, yeah.
We got to get into that sort of habit as well, saying schools with the name, so that way everybody at home can follow along. We're going to talk about positions of need for Dallas, what type of scenarios you could see depending on where Green Bay's pick ends up in that second selection in the first round, and then we're going to continue moving forward as well, talking about impact position groups and where you would use those picks in the first round overall, because you got to find a way to fill out this defense in multiple areas. But I want to start with edge rusher, just because this was a team that really struggled to get pressure at any point in time. And Tommy, I'm going to start with you. Some of the
Inside the Cowboys' own draft coverage, the message is already clear. This team can't wait on development. These picks have to play early because Sundays demand it.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is you lost your number 1 corner. You traded away, or you let go of Trayvon Diggs, who you see on your screen. Deron Bland has had some health issues as of late. Your draft pick from last year, Rebel, obviously you just heard Mr. Jones say, they had wishful thinking in regards to his health coming off of ACL. You need some corners. And I think after you get some corners, you need to go out there and you need to get some safeties, and then you need to get a pass rush. You got to find somebody on that defensive line that an offensive coordinator has to be concerned about as they game plan for your team.
You can go safety or you can go corner. Whatever player that fits into your scheme or what you're trying to run here with the new defensive coordinator, get someone that understands what to do, how to do it, and be the best at what they're trying to do.
What type of...
You hear it over and over. Edge rusher, linebacker, secondary. That's not noise. That's the blueprint. Pressure up front changes quarterbacks. Stability on the back end changes outcomes.
One of those cases where there's 3 guys, because I keep hearing Reese and Styles from Ohio State, C.J. Allen from Georgia, and all 3 of those guys are significant linebacker help immediately. And then there's a gap until the next couple of guys. Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas, Torian York out of Texas A&M, some of these other names along the way. Is it 3 guys at the top of this class and then kind of a gap to the next group?
I would say yes. I think the guy who has the potential to get back into that group is Anthony Hill. He didn't have a great
size, speed.
He didn't have a great 2025 season. Injury really got in the way of that, and the production just didn't match what he did in 2024. But I think if he could test well, like you said, and kind of show some edge ability as well, I think if he could show some of that hybrid ability.
This range, picks 12 to 20, is where Dallas historically finds real players, not projects, not headlines, cornerstones. This draft isn't about one savior. It's about balance. Dallas game day. Now it's your turn. If you're on the clock at 12 and 20, do you go edge first, secondary first, or do you trust the board no matter the position? Drop your draft plan in the comments. Argue it, defend it, own it. And if you live for Cowboys Sundays, like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because if the Cowboys get this right, 2026 won't feel like another rebuild. It'll feel like the reset.